Okay, hi everyone. Now today we are going to be discussing about a very important topic that's happening till the 11th of August, 26th of July till the 11th of August we have the Olympics going on. So I felt that we should really have a session on this to basically acquaint you about the you know the start of modern Olympics, a little bit about the Olympics at Greece in the ancient days, and right? So basically, talking about the Olympics at Greece, the ancient Olympics, and talking about the modern Olympics, right? So, from a Clat's perspective, um, what I'm going to be telling you now is all that, you know, important. Otherwise, you can just, uh, you know, do the detailing and all later. But what I'm going to tell you now is all that you need as far as Clat is concerned, right? Um, Now, if you look at the Olympics, it started in 776 BC, and this is Greece, where at a place called Olympia, uh, Olympics would happen, and this would be a sport initially just about running, and then slowly they included wrestling. They also included equestrian, right? But again, the format was um, not as big as it is today. But then, yes, it was quite popular, and many uh, small cities of Greece, even Rome later, would participate, right, uh, in Olympics in the ancient days. And this went on till the um, 4th AD and 400 AD and about 1200 years. And then once Rome was captured by Greece was captured by Rome, then it it continued for a bit, and then finally beginning of the 400 AD, almost there, uh, it stopped, and then there was a movement which started post the um, freedom of Greece from the Ottoman Empire to start the Olympic movement again. So I'm going to show you through a couple of slides here that even before the modern Olympics began in 1896, there was a, a, a symbol of Olympics that started in 1959, and not just in Greece, it also started in London. And the person who really got inspired by these ideas founded the Olympic movement in the year 1894. That's when on the 23rd of June 1894, the formation of the International Olympic Committee, took place, and we celebrate that day as the International Olympic Day, 23rd of June, right? So 1894, and then 1896, we had the first Olympics at Athens, followed by 1900 when the Olympics took place where it's happening today in France, in Paris. And then eventually 1904 it was in USA at a place called St. Louis. But till then it was not very successful. If you look at the Athens Olympic, there were about 1500 people who came to the stadium to watch, and Greece, it was successful. The first edition was very successful, but eventually, right, 2000, the Paris Olympics, and 1900 and 1904, the one in USA at St. Louis, they weren't very successful. So it did not have participation from the much participation from the other countries. So 1908, the London Olympics was successful, and then 1912, it was in Stockholm. That was again a very successful one. And then the World War happened. There was um, there was no Olympics in 1916, and in 1920, then for the first time, the Olympic flag, was hoisted, and this was 19 1920, which was in a place called Antwerp, which is in Belgium, right? Um, and then, you know, 1920 is in Antwerp Olympics. Uh, the Indian team participated. I mean, we had a single participation in the year 1900, but the Indian team officially participated in the 1920 Antwerp uh, Olympics, right? Belgium. Then 1924, uh, again, it happened in Paris. And so after 100 years now, Paris is again hosting. So this is the second uh, city, you know, which has hosted Olympics 3 times. The other city is London, and now Paris is the second city, uh, you know, after the modern Olympics started, to have hosted the Olympics thrice, and so on and so forth. The 1928 1928, I think, was Amsterdam. Then 1932, it was in Los Angeles. And then 1936, the very famous the Olympics at Berlin, where Hitler wanted to prove the Aryan, you know, supremacy. And I'm sure you must have seen the 100 meters race of Jesse Owens. He won 4 gold medals in that, and you know, he was, all the Germans were the best in terms of the medals and gold medals, but the Americans and especially Jesse Owens was able to prove a point. Then 1940, 1944, there were no Olympics because of the World War, and then India became independent in 1947, and then we participated, uh, you know, as an independent nation in 1948 at the London Olympics, right? Now, as a precursor to this, just remember this, that 1927, the Indian Olympic Committee was formed, and today the president of that Olympic Committee, you need to answer who is the president of the present Indian Olympic Committee, right? She is also called as a Piroli Express, right? So in the comment box, please tell me who is the president of the Indian Olympic Committee, right? And so 1948 was London Olympics, and then 1952. So uh, India as, you know, team event in Olympics. So we, in hockey, I mean, our first team event in which we participated was hockey. So hockey was introduced in the year 1928, and we participated and won. And in fact, we won 6 consecutive golds in hockey, right? Yeah, that's absolutely right. It's PT Usha. So 6 consecutive gold in hockey then. So we won the hockey gold medal in 1928, and I'm sure, I mean, you guys know about Major Dhyan Chand, right? So we have the Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award, which was earlier known as Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award, and so from 1921 it became Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award, and this year we have Shetty and Reddy, the badminton duo, world #1 in badminton, you know, winning this, getting this Khel Ratna Award. Okay, anyways, so 1928 we won the gold in hockey Olympics. Then we won at the 1932. So 1928 was Amsterdam. Then 1932 we won at Los Angeles, USA. 1936 even at Berlin we won. Then 1948 London Olympics we won. Then 1952 we won at Helsinki, and 1956 for the first time, you know, the for the first time, the Olympics was held outside America and outside Europe, and this was the Melbourne Olympics of 1956. So it was consecutive Olympics for us, 6, you know, on a trot. Right, then 1960 Rome Olympics we lost. Pakistan won the hockey gold medal, and eventually India went on to win. If I'm not mistaken, it's 1964, and then finally in 1984 we won 2 more Olympic golds, right? So overall we have won 8 Olympic golds, right? So so yeah, I mean, if you look at the maximum number of gold medals that we have won over the years, it's been in hockey. But after 1980, we haven't won a single gold. So 1980, it was in Moscow, and that's where we won a last gold, right? So yeah, 1956 was 1956 was Melbourne, 1960 was Rome, I'm sure you've seen this movie Bhag Milkha Bhag. So, you know, he just misses bronze medal by a whisker, and so that was Rome Olympics, right? Um, no, you don't have to memorize. I'm just giving you a little background about how it happened. And so all that I want to tell you is that we have won the maximum number of golds in hockey and 6 on a trot, starting from 1928, right? And what else you need to know as a Clat aspirant is the Indians who have won, at the Olympics. So the the first Indian, in fact, he was an Anglo-Indian when India was not independent, but you will consider that, as an Indian, once the Olympics started, Norman Pitchard, right? He won the silver in 200 meters sprint, and he also won the silver in 200 meters hurdle. So if you are asked this question, who won, who was the first Indian to win at the Olympics, right? We got a first silver medal and two silver medal uh, at the Olympics, right? Was uh, uh, was Norman Pitcher, right? So he is an Anglo-Indian, all right. Um, so that was the first. In fact, after that, uh, Manu Bakar, she has won consecutive medals, right? So we have Norman Pitcher and we have Manu Bakar, right? So that is what you should know. The first person to win is Norman Pitcher, and after this, 1952 Olympics, after independence, it is 1952 Helsinki Olympics. So Helsinki is the capital of Finland, right? So Helsinki Olympics, KD Jadhav won a bronze medal in boxing. So if you're asked, the first person to win bronze in men's uh, or any category for that matter is after independence is KD Jadhav. So you should know KD Jadhav first. Second, then in 2004, okay, I'll just give you one more sequence. And there was one more bronze medal that we won after independence, and that's the same guy who has been inducted into the Tennis Hall of Fame. So can you tell me he won this in the 1988 um, 1988 Olympics, right? So can you tell me the name of this person who won the bronze after KD Jadhav? Who was he? He has been recently inducted into the Tennis Hall of Fame. And his name is, can you just tell me his name? His name is Leander Paes, right? So this time, that's news of July. Leander Paes and Vijay Amritraj, they have been inducted into the Tennis Hall of Fame. So he was the second person to be inducted to win a bronze medal. And you must do a personality mapping of Leander Paes. He has won 18 Grand Slams, right? He has won 18 Grand Slams, and 8 of which is in doubles, and for the longest time he partnered with Mahesh Bhupati, and 10 is mixed doubles, and he has had many mixed double partnerships with Martina Navratilova, the so-called legend of tennis, right? So KD Jadhav was the first person from India post-independence to win a bronze, followed by Leander Paes. The first Indian to win the silver medal is Colonel Rathore, Colonel Raghavendra Rathore, right? He won at in 2004, and this was the Olympics at Athens, right? So a second silver, the second, if in terms of the chronology, first bronze KT Jadhav 1952 Helsinki, then Colonel Rathore, he won in double trap shooting in the year 2004 at the Athens Olympics. So 2004 Olympics was in Athens, and finally we won a gold at the Beijing Olympics in the year 2008, and that was Abhinav Bindra. So that was Abhinav Bindra. Now Abhinav Bindra also, so the if you see the Olympic torch is carried, right? Abhinav Bindra, yeah. Name again, whose name? So KD Jadhav was the first person to get bronze. Then silver 2004 was Raghavendra Rathore, Colonel Raghavendra Rathore. And then our first gold medal was Abhinav Bindra in 2008 Olympics, right? Individual gold. Then the first, and this was Beijing Olympics, right? In 2000, now if you look at the ladies, 2000 at the Sydney Olympics, Karnam Maheshwari, she won for weightlifting. She won for weightlifting, right? So this is year 2000 at the Sydney Olympics, right? And then in the year 2016 at the Rio Olympics, PV Sindhu, she won a silver, right? PV Sindhu won a silver. Okay, so that year Sakshi Malik won a bronze. So the only medals that we had in 2016 was the women brigade, PV Sindhu and Sakshi Malik, right? And we haven't won a gold in women. So that's about it. So if you look at the men's, you should know who won the first bronze, first silver, first gold medal, and first gold medal in athletics. I'm sure you know of it, and we are expecting him to win a gold medal at the Paris Olympics also. So is Neeraj Chopra. So Neeraj Chopra at the Tokyo Olympics in 2000, which was conducted in 2021, almost it was 87 meters long throw, and he won a gold medal there, right? So this is the overall chronology of the events, right? Now I'm going to take you through the PPT and give you some important pointers. So there are about 10 to 12 pointers that you should know of. So are you game with it? If there's anything specific that you would like to know about this topic, then please put it in the chat box, right? So this is the overall. Also, you should know. Yeah. So yeah, Manu Bhaker has won back-to-back bronze, and after I told you about after Norman 1900, she is the second person to win two medals in the same Olympics, right? So today again she won the the mixed doubles in the shooting thing with Sarabjot Singh. So that's like a great news coming in the second day of Olympics, right? Now let's just look at a couple of more static information here, which you should definitely know, is the International Olympic Committee, right, which was definitely set up in 1894. Initially, it was in Paris, and then it shifted to this place called Lausanne in Switzerland. So that's the same place where you also have the headquarters of FIDE, right? FIDE is the chess in the federation, and even the World Boxing Federation is based at Lausanne, Switzerland, right? And Thomas Bach is the president of the International Olympic Committee. So you should know these names, right? FIDE is also important because Viswanathan Anand is the vice president of FIDE. FIDE is chess, right? And this time the chess world championship is going to be in Singapore, right? And yeah, so you should know that. And similarly, you should know the World Boxing Council. Recently, I think this was June news, the Indian Boxing Association was told to align with them and leave the International Boxing Federation and join the World Boxing Federation. So that was also in news, right? Just one more thing, I wanted to just mention it. There is something known as the Golden Slam, and you should know it since the Olympics are happening, and the only person to have won that is Steffi Graf from Germany. And a Golden Slam is when you win all the Grand Slam in tennis, plus you win the Olympics. So this was 1988 Seoul Olympics, right? South Korea, where she won. She won the Australian Open that year. She won the French Open. She won the Wimbledon, and she also won the US Open, and she won the Olympics as well. So that's your Golden Slam. So Steffi Graf is the person who is the only person who have won the Golden Slam. All right. So let's just quickly move on to the PPT. And if there's anything specific that you would like to know, please put it in the comment box and make a note of it. All right. So let's get started now. Okay. So a little bit about Olympics. I'll just take a seat. So maybe I'm not visible on the screen, but I'll just keep, telling you the important pointers now. So if you look at the starting of Olympics, it is 776 BC. All right, 776 BC, and it continued till about 400 BC, till about 200 and just 1 second. Okay, just 1 second. Yeah. Okay, if you look at it, 776 BC is when it started and it continued till 393 CE, right? First it was Greece, and then it was organized after Greece was captured by Romans. Then the Romans continued it for a bit. Greece was occupied by Romans in 146 BC. So even after that, it continued for more than 250 years, right? Uh, and finally, uh, it was ended by Christian Emperor Theodosius, right? So this is a little bit about the history. Why was this game organized? This game was organized in the honor of their god Zeus, right? So he was a god of sky and thunder. He was a god of sky and thunder. One more thing, what did the initial Olympics have? It had running, and I was just going through it. It's quite interesting to know the shortest distance that they had was 192 meters, right? And then they had uh, 2 into 192 meters. So the length of the stadium was 192 meters. So the shortest one was called was 192 meters, right? And the next one was 2 into 192 meters. And then they also introduced an endurance run, and that was 24 times you would run 192 meters. So which roughly comes to slightly less than 5 kilometers. So that was the endurance run. So these were the three runs, and these were all, I mean, if you look at it, running was one. The second was that they would also run with their armory, right? So that was also one of the races that they would do. Long jump was without running. They would just stand at a place, hold the weights and run, right? Then they had shot put, they also had javelin, they had boxing, right? And this was a kind of a martial arts in which you would also, kick as well as box. And they introduced equestrian events. So to begin with, it was a 1 day event. It moved on to becoming a 5 day event. So initially they had just running, and then they slowly introduced the other games. And it was initially, just for, it was actually for men only. And I mean, they would not wear any clothes, so it was nude, right? The person who was most successful, right, as an Olympian in the ancient days was Leonidas of Rhodes, right? He got 12 gold medals then, and so when I mentioned Standian, I've also shown you a picture. This is how it would look like, right? This picture here, and this would be their 192 meters race. So that would be called Stadion, right? And then you would have Dialos. Dialos would be 2 times of this, all right? And then you would have Hoplitodromus, which you would run with the armory, all right? So this guy, so again, Olympics then also used to be back to back every 4 years. So 164 BC, 160 BC, 156 BC, and 152 BC, he won back to back gold medals in this, right? So in all these three categories, one, two, three, this is with the armory. So you go, with your sword, with your everything, right? So with your shield. So this, he was the most successful Olympian of those days, right? You should remember Zeus, and this is, if you look at the seven wonders of the ancient world, then Zeus is also one of them. You can actually Google the picture of this. This is seven wonders of the ancient world, right? And who destroyed it? Who destroyed it? It was the Christian emperor Theodosius. Why? Rome occupied it, and then Rome eventually felt that this is more of an entertainment kind of a game and it doesn't really help. Whereas the Greeks thought that it is a competitive sport, right? And it brings out the best in everyone. like that. Okay, next. Now, the person who is actually responsible for introducing this concept of the Olympic, I mean, the reviving the Olympics of those days is, you can just remember the name as PDC, post dated check, PDC. So he was a baron and an aristocrat, Pierre de Coubertin. He's a French, right? He is a person who is responsible for the modern day Olympics. So he did a lot of research. There was a small Olympic movement happening in Greece. There was an Olympic movement happening in London. He got those ideas in and then started this important movement. So what's the long story short is this, that 1894, the International Olympic Committee was set up in Paris, and Dimitris Viklis, he was a writer from Greece, and he was appointed as the first president. So if you are asked who was the first president of the International Olympic Committee, then the answer would be Dimitris Viklis. Now, the first event that happened in Athens was hugely successful. And after that, he said that I've done my job. And then PDC took over as the president. And he continued to be the president till 1925. So for almost 29 years, he's the guy who led the Olympic movement, right? Um, Now, if you look at it, the first game that happened in 1896, this was just 14 nations participated. And the largest delegation came from the following countries: Greece, Germany, France, and Great Britain, right? So these were the countries that participated initially. And just 14 nations. So, yeah, but the start was made. The next two Olympics were not successful, as I told you. 1900 was in Paris, and the next one, 1904, was in USA at St. Louis. It did not have participation from any nation. So the movement was dying, but then I think PDC was responsible for, then there was, there's in fact, 1906, a parallel game started in Athens, right? For a bit, the Olympic Committee approved of it, but then they said that we are not going to endorse this. Finally, 1908, the Olympics that happened at London, that was hugely successful, and the movement took on. And then this person in 1913, right, he introduced the Olympic rings. I'm sure all of you have seen the Olympic rings, right? Haven't you? Yeah, have you noticed the Olympic rings, right? So what it actually shows is the colors of all the countries during that time, and in the white background, in the white background, in the white background, it would actually represent all the flags. Now, in a way, these five rings, are you guys, are you guys understanding? I mean, I would just like some kind of response from you guys while I'm talking. Otherwise, it's just um, one way, you know, talking happening. So just maybe respond a little bit and all. Yeah, so these are the five continents, right? These are the five continents. Now, specifically, the continents have not been mentioned, and the idea behind all this was that all the countries are being represented here, right? All the countries are being represented here, right? And but yeah, some of the material that you would see, they would say that this blue belong to Europeans, the black is for Africans, and the red is for the Americans, and yellow is for the Asians, and green is for Oceania, which is New Zealand and Australia, right? But there is no concrete data on this. What it just means is rings, and it also means, kind of a unity amongst all the countries, all right? So that's about it. So what I've just mentioned here, and I've already told you, you don't have to remember the names, but I've just given you a little bit of idea about Olympics happening. And 1896, I've already told you it's Athens. 1900, the place where it's happening, Paris. You can be asked where was the Olympic, where which place you had the inauguration of the Olympics, which river in Olympics, which river in Paris? It's the Seine River, right? It's the Seine River. Okay, so 1900 was Paris. 1904 I've already told you, is St. Louis in USA. 1908, it was in Los Angeles. 1912, Stockholm, capital of Sweden, right? That's then 1920. This was 1920 was in Antwerp, and this is a time when the flag was hosted for the first time, the Olympic flag, right? So the Olympic flag, modern Olympics started in the year 1896. So this is the first time that the Olympic flag, so Olympic flag is this only, right? So was hosted, and these rings were created in the year 1913. And who created this? Again, PDC created this, right? And he is the guy who created this, right? Pare de Coubertin, right? So just remember it as PDC. 1920, I've already told you. 1924 is Paris again. 1928, this was when the Indian hockey team participated and Major Dhyan Chand, right? So we won the gold that time. 1932, this was Los Angeles, right? And Los Angeles, USA, 1932. 1936, this was Hitler trying to show the Aryan supremacy, and this was in Berlin. Then 1948, India participated again, London, right? London. So London has actually hosted it in 1900, 1908. London has hosted it here. London hosted in 1948, and then London again hosted where Raghavendra Rathore, I'm sorry, when this 2012, not Raghavendra Rathore, I'm sorry, 2012 again London hosted, right? Gagan Narang and Vijay Kumar, they won in shooting that year. Sushil Kumar also won, I think, a silver that year. So I'll come to that list later. So this was London Olympics. So uh, London has hosted it thrice, right? 1948 and then 1952 when KD Jadhav won this. KD Jadhav won in 1952. This was in Helsinki, Finland. 1956 for the first time Olympics went outside Europe and America. So this was Melbourne Olympics. So if you look at it, Australia has hosted Olympics in 1956 for the first time, and then they hosted the Sydney Olympics in 2000. In 2000, Karnam Maheshwari, she won the bronze medal in weightlifting, and uh, and so that was Sydney Olympics, and now 2032 Olympics is also going to be hosted in Australia. And can you tell me which place in Australia is the 2032 Olympics going to be uh, hosted? This is the capital of Queensland. It's the capital of Queensland. It's the same place which has the Great Barrier Reef. Absolutely. Nishal, absolutely great. This is Brisbane. Yeah, it's Brisbane. Um, right? So 1960, this was a Rome Olympics, very famous because Milkha Singh just missed it by a whisker, right? This particular race. And then 1964, 1964, I'm not remembering where it was. 1968 was Mexico, I remember that. 1964, I'm not remembering 1964 anyways. 1968 was Mexico. 1968 was Mexico. And that's for the first time, you had these uh, two men. I've mentioned their names also in the slide. They protested, no, the names are not important. I'm just giving you a perspective. Don't worry about the days and all. But yes, you should generally know from 2000 onwards. Okay, 1968 was Mexico. So they protested against the atrocities against the blacks in America. Yes, that's a Tokyo Olympics. So that's the first time that the Olympics was held in Asia. So this is the Tokyo Olympics in 1964. So Melbourne was first time in Oceania, which is Australia, New Zealand, and then 1964 was Tokyo. 1968 was Mexico. 1978, the very infamous Munich Olympics. Can you tell me what happened in Munich Olympics and why is it infamous? Why is it infamous? Munich Olympics. This Olympics is infamous for the assassination or the killing of the Israeli athletes. 11 of them died. 11 of them died, and this was the militant attack by the Palestinians, right? So 1972 Olympics at Munich. It's also the Olympics in which uh, it's called Black September. That group is called Black September, which took 11 Israeli athletes hostage, and then Israelis, they launched this operation called the Wrath of God, right? And they were able to kill all the guys who were responsible for the killing of these Israeli athletes. So that group is called Black September, and the operation by Israelis was uh, Wrath of God. And the Mossads, and there is a movie also, I'm forgetting the name of the movie. It's a very interesting movie to watch. Um, and the Mossads, they go after these Black September. Three of them are, three of them who were part of the operation, and those interconnected, they were able to eliminate all of them. All right. So 1972 was Munich. 1976 was Montreal Olympics. 1980 was in Moscow. 1984 was again in Los Angeles. 1988, Leander Price, winning the bronze medal. This was 1988. 1980 was we won our hockey gold for the last time, and after that we haven't won. So we won the bronze recently at the Tokyo Olympics. So let's see how India does it in this game. And 1992, then this was Seoul, and then this was Barcelona, right? 1992 was Barcelona. 1996 was 1996. I'm forgetting again. 1996 was Atlanta. 1996 was Atlanta. 1996 was Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. And then 2000 was Sydney. 2004 was 2004 was Athens. Then 2008 was Beijing Olympics, right? 2008 was Beijing Olympics, and 2012 is London Olympics. 2016 is the Rio Olympics, where PV Sindhu and Sakshi Malik, they won the medals for India, and 2020 is the Tokyo Olympics, right? Which was conducted in 2021 because of COVID. And then 2024, you all know, Paris. 2028, the next game is going to be held where? Can you tell me in the comment box? 2028, where is the next game going to be held? Where is the next game is going to be held? It is going to be in Los Angeles. Absolutely, it is going to be in Los Angeles. And then 2032, I've already told you, is Brisbane, Australia. And also remember that India is pitching for the 2036 game. So let's see if you are able to get the rights. Okay, all good. I hope you guys are understanding, are liking the subject. 2004 was Athens. 2004 was Athens. No, it's we are going to be bidding for it, but it's not been announced. We are going to be bidding for it. Now, guys, also know one thing, that right now I'm talking about Summer Olympics. I'm talking about Summer Olympics. So for skiing and all, you have Winter Olympics, which started in the year 1924, right? Which started in the year 1924, and this was in France. So same year, you used to have both the Olympics, right? The Summer Olympics as well as the Winter Olympics, and it went on till the Olympics in Barcelona. I mean, till 1992. So they would be at different venues, but same year. So 1992 के बाद ये tradition को बंद किया गया, and then there is a there is a gap of 2 years. So 1992 के बाद 1994 में Winter Olympics हुआ, फिर 1996 में Summer Olympics हुआ, and that's the chronology then. Okay, have you understood this? Just trying to, ठीक है? तो इस बार जो विंटर ओलंपिक्स होने वाला है वो लास्ट टाइम हुआ बीजिंग में, और अगला जो ओलंपिक्स होने वाला है वो विच इज दिस इज 2024, राइट? 2026 का ओलंपिक जो होगा वो होगा इटली में, विंटर ओलंपिक्स, ठीक है? और 2026 के बाद जो विंटर ओलंपिक्स होगा वो होगा ऊथा में, राइट? विच इज इन यूएसए. तो ऊटा यूएसए में 2030 का ओलंपिक्स होगा. तो तुम्हें ये पता होना चाहिए आगे वाले ओलंपिक्स, विंटर ओलंपिक्स और समर ओलंपिक्स कहाँ पे, ठीक है? तो मैं फिर से तुम्हें बता रहा हूं, जस्ट मेक अ पॉइंट, नोट ऑफ इट. फर्स्ट, 2028 का जो ओलंपिक्स होगा, समर ओलंपिक्स, वो होगा लॉस एंजलिस में. और 2032 का जो ओलंपिक्स होगा, समर ओलंपिक्स, वो होगा 2028 का ओलंपिक समर ओलंपिक्स होगा लॉस एंजलिस में और यूएसए, और 2032 का ओलंपिक्स होगा ब्रिस्बेन में। उसी तरह तुम्हें ये याद रखना है कि जो विंटर ओलंपिक्स है 2026 का वो होगा इटली में, और 2030 का वो होगा प्लेस कॉल्ड ऊटा, UTAH, राइट, विच इज इन यूएसए। ये होगा 2030 2030। ठीक है, तो ये पॉइंट्स को याद रखना। ठीक है, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं। सो 1996 इज अटलांटा ओनली। सो ये मैंने तुम्हें बता दिया ओलंपिक रिंग्स ये कब आए, 1913 में इंट्रोड्यूस हुए ओलंपिक रिंग्स। ठीक है, और पहली बार जो ओलंपिक फ्लैग यूज हुआ, बिकॉज वॉर हो गया उसके बाद, वो यूज हुआ है इन द ईयर 1920। कहाँ पे यूज हुआ? एंटवर्प। एंटवर्प किस कहाँ पे है? बेल्जियम। बेल्जियम का कैपिटल नहीं है, एंटवर्प बेल्जियम में है। तो तुमने बेल्जियम के बारे में बहुत कुछ सुना होगा, बिकॉज हमारा नासा का हेडक्वार्टर्स वहीं पे है, राइट। तो बेल्जियम के बारे में तुमने सुना ही होगा, ठीक है। और ठीक है, चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं। उसके बाद हम लोग आते हैं, या सो अब आई हैव गिवन यू अ लिटिल बिट ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट ईयू का हेडक्वार्टर्स भी है, और ईयू का जो पार्लियामेंट है वो है तुम्हारा फ्रांस में, और इवन बेल्जियम आल्सो हैज दैट। वेरी नाइस निश्चल। यस, ईयू आल्सो हैज इट्स हेडक्वार्टर्स इन ब्राजिल्स, राइट। ठीक है, तो नाउ इफ यू लुक एट द इंडियंस, I've already told you Norman Pitchard, Anglo-Indian, winning 2 silvers, right? And this was in 200 meters sprint and 200 meters hurdles. ठीक है, एंड इंडिया का जो पहला कंटेंजेंट पार्टिसिपेट किया है, यस यस, नेटो एज वेल एज ईयू का जो हेडक्वार्टर्स है। एंड व्हेन आई एम सेइंग ईयू, आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट द यूरोपियन कमीशन, राइट। तो उसका जो हेडक्वार्टर्स है वो ब्राजिल्स में है। सो अब इसके 5 एथलीट्स हमने के इंडिया के पार्टिसिपेट किए थे, जो 3 एथलेटिक्स में थे और 2 रेसलर्स थे। हॉकी जो इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ था वो 1928 में, मेजर ध्यानचंद ही लेड इट, एंड वी वन कंसेक्यूटिव ओलंपिक्स। हम लोग जीते हैं 1928, जैसे मैंने तुम्हें बताया, 32 में, 36 में। ऐसे ही मैं फिर से बता देता हूँ, 1928 में कहाँ पे हुआ था, मैंने बताया तुम्हें, एम्स्टर्डम में हुआ था। फिर ये हुआ तुम्हारा लॉस एंजलिस में हुआ, ये तुम्हारा हुआ बर्लिन में हुआ, ये लंदन में हुआ, ये हेलसिंकी में हुआ, और 56 का ओलंपिक्स मेलबर्न में हुआ। तो ये हम कंसेक्यूटिव हम लोग ने जीता। और फिर 1964 में हम लोग ने जीता, और फिर 1980 में मॉस्को में हमने जीता। तो ये 8 ओलंपिक्स हम लोग ने हॉकी में जीते हैं, मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ गोल्ड। ठीक है, यस, ब्राजील इज द कैपिटल, दैट्स वेयर द हेडक्वार्टर्स इज। उसके बाद देखो तुम, पाकिस्तान ने भी अच्छा किया, ऐसा नहीं है। पाकिस्तान वन इन 1960 इन रोम, राइट, देन दे वन इन 1968। सो जो गैप हो रहा था, जो हमारा गैप हो रहा था वो वहीं पे, अब तुम देखो 1956 में we won in 50 60 and then Pakistan won the next year. So look at the kind of I mean the rivalry we had then. And 60 के बाद फिर से they won back to back, 19 I'm sorry, then India won in 64, then Pakistan again won in 1968, right? And then there was a complete drought in the 70s. We did not win hockey, even a bronze medal, right? Even a bronze medal in the 70s. Then 1980 we won our last gold medal, and then Pakistan won in 1984, right? So I've just mentioned about Major Dhyanchand here because I just thought he's a very important personality. We have the Major Dhyanchand Award in 2021 से पहले राजीव गांधी खेल रत्न अवार्ड को हमने नाम बदल करके मेजर ध्यानचंद अवार्ड कर दिया है, ठीक है। और एक और चीज ये है, आई कैन ऑल्सो आस्क यू, हु वाज द फर्स्ट पर्सन टू रिसीव द राजीव गांधी खेल रत्न अवार्ड, right? Can you tell me the person who was the first one to receive the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award? And he is also the vice president of one of the important sporting organization that is headquartered also in Lausanne, Switzerland. Can you tell me the name of this person? First person to win the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award. ठीक है, और अब थोड़े से ट्रिविया हम लोग देख लेते हैं। Yeah, tell me. Guys, I want participation. Yeah, I want participation. Who was the first person from India to win the Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratan Award? Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratan Award. Absolutely, it is Vishwanathan Anand. Vishwanathan Anand. So now a little bit of trivia. So 1900 वाला जो 1896 वाला जो Olympics हुआ था उसमें it was only men वाला participation. जो 40 nations के लोग आए थे वो सब men थे, ठीक है? तो no female participation. फिर उसके बाद 1900 में पहली बार you had the participation of women, right? And there were 22 athletes, women athletes who participated. He's a vice president of FIDE. He's a vice president of FIDE. Okay? So 22 out of total 977 athletes who participated, which is hardly 2%, hardly 2% participated in the 1900 uh, 1900 Olympics, which was held in Paris, right? And you look at the participation today, 2024, Olympics has become absolutely gender neutral, right? Absolutely gender neutral. So it's a 50% participation of women, 50% participation of women. So out of 10,500, you have half of them being women, which is 50,250, right? So that's like a really great thing. You know, they a 50% participation of women in this. And if you look at it, there are 152 women event, there are 152 men event, and there are 20 mixed gender events that are being organized. Okay, now just a quiz question now, which there was recently a global gender gap index. There was recently a global gender gap index released by the World Economic Forum. Now, can you tell me which country has got the highest rank or the most gender neutral country? Can you tell me which is the most gender neutral country? And what is India's rank in it? And which country has got the last rank? So World Economic Forum का जो रिपोर्ट आया है उसके अकॉर्डिंग बताओ क्या आएगा? Yeah, what is the rank of India and what is the which country has got the last rank? And which country has got the last rank? You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, first is Iceland, right? First is Iceland. India has got a rank of 129th. And which country has got the last rank? The country that's got the last rank is Sudan. The country that's got the last rank is Sudan. It's at 146th. Okay, it's at 146th. Okay, and so John Taylor was the first. So the first game there was no black who participated, and then you had the first black athlete winning a gold medal, John Taylor, and this was in 1900, right? So a lot of drastic changes started happening from the second Olympics, right? And also you should know that Paralympics was introduced in 1960. So that's again something that you should know. And this Olympic was happening in Rome. So the person who was responsible for Paralympics, right? He actually took a, you know, almost I think 400, 500 people to do a parallel Olympics at Rome. And after that, 1964, when it happened in Tokyo, then IOC adopted it. So they just gate crash and they organized that in Rome that year. And then, you know, it was taken on from there. So now you have the Paralympics happening alongside the Olympics. Okay. So I've already told you about this. The Winter Olympics started in the year 1924. You should know this place, which is called as Chamonix, and this is in France, right? And it continued till 1992. This was in Barcelona, and thereafter every two years का gap चल रहा है, ठीक है? अच्छा, what is the operation that we did to evacuate the Indians from Sudan? Last year there was a crisis, the generals fought amongst themselves. Can you tell me the name of the exercise that we did in Sudan to evacuate? No, Sudan is not Sankat Mochan. South Sudan is Sankat Mochan. What is Sudan? Absolutely. Sudan is Kaveri and South Sudan was Sankat Mochan. Right? And what was Yemen in 2015 called? What was Yemen in 2015 called? Yemen was called Rahat. Operation Rahat, Yemen. Okay, anyways. So now, अच्छा एक और चीज तुम देखो Olympics में पहले it used to be only for amateurs. I mean, those who are not professional. And if it was found that you are a professional, then you would be stripped of your medal. This thing happened till 1986. और फिर जो 1988 में जो सियल ओलंपिक्स था, even the professionals were allowed to participate. So suppose there is a question कि कब तक ये प्रोफेशनल वाला चल रहा था कि प्रोफेशनल्स were not allowed to participate, तो it was till 1986. ठीक है, what 1964 टोक्यो, मैं क्वेश्चन नहीं समझा तुम्हारा. ओके, और दूसरी बात देखो 1968 में ये जो ओलंपिक्स था, इसमें मैं दो एथलीट्स की नाम बता रहा था, वो टॉमी स्मिथ और जॉन कार्लोस. He won the 100 meters, or I think he won the 200 meters in this, and this chap won the 200 meters में bronze था इसको gold medal मिला था. So they, if you just Google their picture and all that, they wore a black thing and all that. Olympics में सब होता नहीं है because you have the National Olympic Committees represented. You're not supposed to do any politics baji and all in this. Okay, so they were not, they were suspended from their national Olympic committees and all that, but they were not stripped of their medals. Munich Olympics I've already mentioned you, which is Black September. ये Palestinian लोग ने attack किया था और 11 Israeli athletes were taken hostage and then they were killed also. And then Israel ने Operation Wrath of God शुरू किया था. उसमें गोल्डा मेयर जो थी Israel की प्राइम मिनिस्टर थी, और Mossad was responsible for killing of all those guys who were responsible for this Black September. ठीक है? All right. Then the most decorated. So what I just mentioned is some of the great Olympians, of all time. The most successful or the best is, of course, I mean, nobody to beat him is Michael Phelps. He's got 23 Olympic golds, right? I mean, that's like he's a person who is the modern era. Uh, I've already mentioned his name, Leonidas or Rhodes. He's a modern era Leonidas of Rhodes. Yeah, 1964 was Tokyo Olympics. I understand that. So what is that you want to say, Arjit? Okay. So Nadia from Romania. I mean, if you can see 1976, 1976 Olympics, she got a perfect 10. Not just once, she got it 7 times, right? Uh, Usain Bolt, I mean, the all-time great. He's got a world record in 100 meters. He's got a world record in the 200 meters. So his 100 meters record is 9.58, and his 200 meters record is 19.19 seconds, right? So he, you know, uh, 2008, 2012, and 2012 Olympics, he dominated the 100 meters, 200 meters, 4 in 200 meters, right? So one of the best Olympians of all times, Usain Bolt. Jesse Owens, I mean, he was able to bag 4 medals, gold medals in the 1936 uh, uh, in the 1936 Berlin Olympics. He won in the 100 meters, he won in 200 meters, he won in the long jump, and he also won in 4 and 200 meters, right? So he was able to beat the Aryan supremacy which Hitler wanted to prove. Carl Lewis, 1984, the Olympics at the Los Angeles, right? He won 4 gold medals in that, right? And yes, Ajit, 1964 Tokyo में था. You're absolutely right. 1960 रोम में था, 1964 टोक्यो में था, 1968 मेक्सिको में था, 1972 1972 कहाँ पे था, म्यूनिक में था, जर्मनी में था, ठीक है। तो कार्लोवेस 9 गोल्ड मेडल्स लॉस एंजलिस में ही जो हुआ था 1984 में, उसको 100 मीटर्स में, 200 मीटर्स में, लॉन्ग जंप में, 4 into 100 मीटर्स में जीता। तो ही इज वन ऑफ द ग्रेटेस्ट ओलंपियंस ऑफ ऑल टाइम्स, राइट। एंड we have grown up watching Carlos, you know, shattering records. And he had a very tough competition for a bit with a Canadian sprinter by the name of Ben Johnson, right? And Ben Johnson then broke the record of 100 meters, and he got a 9.79. And this was 1988 Olympics, and then finally he was banned because finally he was banned uh, because of doping, right? All right, Mark Spence. So he participated in 2 Olympics. The Munich Olympics, he won 9 gold medals. He made 7 world records in that. So if somebody, you know, who, I mean, Michael, you can put both these guys in the same category. And the new, I mean, the Michael Phelps born is celeb wrestle. He has won 8 Olympic golds, and just watch him out at the Paris Olympics this time. And I'm betting on this guy. He should win 5 to 6 gold medals in this. So celeb wrestle. I'm sure you're watching her, Simone Biles. She's already won 4 Olympic golds, so she's somebody to watch out for in this Olympics. Last time um, she had a nervous breakdown, so she couldn't perform well in the Tokyo Olympics, but she did win 4 gold medals in the Rio Olympics in 2016, right? So just a little bit more. The Olympic Committee was set up in the year 1894. The Indian Olympic Committee, I've already told you, was set up in the year 1927, and PT Usha is the director of the, or the president of the Indian Olympic Committee. And the Olympic flame was ceremoniously lit for the first time at the Amsterdam Olympics in 1928. So first time. तो तुम ये याद रखना, जो रिंग्स बने थे वो 1913 किसने बनाया, किसने बनाया, पीडीसी ने बनाया, राइट। और सबसे पहले फ्लैग कहाँ यूज हुआ, 1920 एंटवर्प में। उसके बाद फ्लेम लिट कब हुआ, 1928 एम्स्टर्डम ओलंपिक्स में। एम्स्टर्डम किसका कैपिटल है, नेदरलैंड्स का कैपिटल है, ठीक है। दैट्स स्विमिंग, ही इज इनटू फ्री स्टाइल, बटरफ्लाई, ऑल दैट स्विमिंग, राइट। उसके बाद तुम्हें पता ही होगा, ये 3 साल ओलंपिक्स नहीं थे बिकॉज ऑफ वर्ल्ड वॉर 1640 एंड 44। एंड ओलंपिक का क्या पर्पस है, स्ट्रगल इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट देन विक्ट्री, ठीक है। और what I've now done is, so are you guys with me now, understanding? I have covered the topic, now just the final bit, I'll just give you the names and all. So have you understood the topic, those of you who have attended the session? Have you just understood the gist of the entire thing? I'll just give you a brief roundup about the Indians who have won medals at the Olympics besides the team medals. ठीक है। अच्छा, मैं तुम्हें एक और चीज बताना चाह रहा था, आई जस्ट होप आई हैव covered that. Yeah, so I just wanted to, before I tell you the final thing, the list of the Indians who have won, remember this, सबसे पहले थीम क्या है इसका, लेट्स मूव एंड सेलिब्रेट। ये सब तुम याद कर लेना, ठीक है। इसका थीम है लेट्स मूव एंड सेलिब्रेट। मोटो का मोटो है गेम्स आर वाइड ओपन। कितने इवेंट्स हैं यहाँ पे, 329 है, किसमें, 32 स्पोर्ट्स में। इस वाले ओलंपिक्स में इन्होंने इंट्रोड्यूस किया है ब्रेकिंग, which is nothing but break dance, ठीक है। They have also introduced 2 more sports. Can you tell me the names of these sports? One of them is um, um, one of them is something to do with kites. So tell me the names of the games that they have introduced in 2024 Olympics in the chat box. Now they introduced the following games in the last Olympics: climbing, surfing, and skateboarding. Climbing, surfing, and skateboarding, right? एंड ये 2020 के टोक्यो ओलंपिक्स में इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ था। इस बार इन्होंने ब्रेक डांस को इंट्रोड्यूस किया है और 2 और गेम्स इंट्रोड्यूस किए हैं, समथिंग डू विद काइट। सो आई वांट इन द कमेंट बॉक्स व्हाट आर द गेम्स दैट दे हैव इंट्रोड्यूस्ड इन दिस ईयर ओलंपिक्स। और इस साल का जो मैस्कॉट है, इट इज कॉल्ड, इट्स बेसिकली अ कॉस्ट्यूम, राइट, व्हिच इज कॉल्ड द फिरगियन कैप। सो आई हैव shown it here. This is what the cap is, and it basically it's supposed to be worn as a cap, and it shows. I mean, uh, once the French became uh, republic, then they people would dress up wearing this. Yeah, so kite surfing is one, absolutely very nice. And what is the other game? Kite surfing and what? Absolutely, kite surfing, yes. And there is one more, breakdance, and one more. All right. Also, what you need to know is that in the 1928, not 1928, in the 2028 Olympics, they'll introduce four new games, and one of them is T20 cricket, right? So one of them is T20 cricket. So watch out for the Indians winning another, gold medal, and one is flag football, right? One is squash. So flag football, squash, and then the cricket comes back. So last time जो cricket था, वो था 1900 में. एक ही साल क्रिकेट आया फिर खत्म हो गया. और बेसबॉल, ये बेसबॉल भी वापस आ जाएगा. बेसबॉल इज आल्सो नोन एज सॉफ्ट बॉल. ठीक है. और एक और गेम है लैक्रोस करके. तो लैक्रोस क्या होता है? यू हैव समथिंग लाइक अ नेट टाइप का होता है, बॉल फेंकना पड़ता है. तो देयर इज अ टीम स्पोर्ट ओनली. यहाँ कुछ साइड इस और नेट होता है. तो मिनिएचर ऑफ हॉकी, बट हाथ के साथ वो नेट होता है. यू हैव अ बॉल एंड यू कीप थ्रोइंग. सो दैट्स व्हाट लैक्रोस इज. So what are the games they're going to be introducing in the 2028 Olympics? They'll introduce flag football, they'll introduce squash, they'll introduce cricket, and they'll introduce baseball, and they'll introduce lacrosse, right? So these are 5 games that they're going to be introducing. Okay? So I think I've covered almost all the aspects now of Olympics. This was in too much of depth, but I think what you need to know is, मतलब अगर मुझे मेरे से पूछा जाए क्या इम्पोर्टेंट है इसमें, when was the International Olympic Committee formed, right? This was 1894, right? कहाँ उसका हेडक्वार्टर्स था उस समय? पेरिस था. शिफ्ट कहाँ हुआ? अब हो गया लुजियान, स्विट्जरलैंड में, right? Then you should know about the winners, Indians winning. Norman Pitchford 1900, KT Jadhav, Colonel Raghavendra Rathore, Abhinav Bindra, Neeraj Chopra, and amongst the women, Karna Maheshwari, PV Sindhu, right? And that's about it, right? So this is what is the gist, and you should know the theme. क्या theme है? Let's move and celebrate. Moto क्या है? Games wide open. बस. और क्या क्या गेम्स इंट्रोड्यूस हो रहे हैं, कहाँ नेक्स्ट गेम होने वाला है, इसी के ऊपर क्वेश्चन आ सकते हैं. बट आपको डिटेल में हमने समझा दिया है, right? Yes, kayaking, absolutely. Kayak cross. There are 2 games introduced. One is kite surfing and the other one is kayak cross. So अगर आपसे पूछ लें इस बार कौन कौन से गेम इंट्रोड्यूस हुए, kayak cross है, kite surfing है, and the third one is breaking. ठीक है? Are you guys clear? So give me a thumbs up if you have understood the topic. If you have understood the topic, just give me a thumbs up. Okay, now what I'm going to do is the Indians at the Olympics. Let me just. Absolutely. Breakdance, kite surfing, and kayak cross. ठीक है? समझ आ रहा है? Yeah. So now let's look at the Indians winning. तो मैंने वो लिख भी दिया, B stands for bronze, right? तो अब देखो केडी जाधव, इस बंदे को मिला था हेलसिंकी में. किसमें? रेसलिंग में मिला था. लिएंडर पायस, अभी इसको हॉल ऑफ फेम में इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया है, राइट? तुम अगर गूगल करोगे तो नवरात्रिलोवा इज मेकिंग अ स्पीच, एंड अभी यूएसए में जो हॉल ऑफ फेम होता है उसमें इसको इंडक्ट किया है लिएंडर पायस को. तो 1988 में जो ओलंपिक्स हुआ था सियाल में, उसमें ही वन अ ब्रोंज मेडल, राइट? एंड yeah, I've also mentioned he has won 18 Grand Slams. तो जो ये ऑस्ट्रेलियन, विमिल्डन, फ्रेंच और यूएस ओपन होता है इसको हम ग्रैंड स्लैम कहते हैं. तो ये 18 जीत चुका है, और डबल्स में 8 जीता है, मतलब मेंस डबल्स में, और 10 जीता है मिक्स डबल्स में. ठीक है? और उसके बाद रेसलिंग में तुम अगर देखो, करनाम मलेश्वरी, शी हैज वन अ ब्रॉन्ज. ये कब जीती थी? शी वन एट द सिडनी ओलंपिक्स. she won at the Sydney Olympics. ये सिडनी ओलंपिक्स जो हुआ था 2000 में हुआ था, तो she won at in 2000 Sydney Olympics. ठीक है. Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore, he was also Minister of Information and Broadcasting after he retired from the army in 2014, and he also was a pretty prime mover for the Khelo India movement. अच्छा, by the way, Clat point of view से Khelo India movement बहुत important हो जाता है. Right, you should know about the Khelo India Youth Games, you should know about Khelo India Winter Games, you should know about Khelo India University Games, you should know about Khelo India Para Games, you should know about Khelo India Beach Games. So ये important हो जाता है. ठीक है. राघवेंद्र राठौर इनको डबल ट्रैप शूटिंग में सिल्वर मेडल मिला था. ठीक है. तो डबल ट्रैप शूटिंग होता क्या है, वो पिजन, मतलब पिजन क्या उसका वैसे करके फेंकते हैं and then you shoot at it. So double trap shooting. Then Sushil Kumar, he won a bronze in 2008 and then he won a silver in 2012, right? So Sushil Kumar for wrestling, one of the best wrestlers that we've had. Unfortunately, he's in jail in a murder case now, but I don't know how life turned, absolutely south for him. But one of the best wrestlers that India has ever produced, Sushil Kumar. Vijender Singh for boxing, he's more into politics now. ठीक है. Abhinav Bindra, right? In fact, he has been given an order by the International Olympic Committee. So for those people who are, promoting the game of Olympics, are given this special order by the International Olympic Committee. So I want to know from you, what is this particular order that has been recently given to Abhinav Bindra? Okay, please put this in the comment box. Abhinav Bindra, who won the gold in 2008 Olympics. Also इंडिया में जो फ्लैग जो लाइट लेके दौड़ता है, जो टॉर्च लेके दौड़ता है, अभिनव बिंद्रा was the guy, right? उसी तरह गगन नारंग. Now गगन नारंग is the chief day mission of the Indian team. ठीक है. ठीक है. So he is the chief day mission. So अभी जो पूरी हमारी कितने लोग की टीम गई है मुझे बताओ, इस बार इंडिया की कितने लोग की टीम है? तो इस टीम को पूरे लीड करने वाला गगन नारंग है, राइट? सो गगन नारंग वन अ ब्रोंज इन द 2012 ओलंपिक्स. ठीक है. सो ही इज अ चीफ बी मिशन. चीफ बी मिशन. यस, एब्सोल्युटली. सो अभिनव बिंद्रा हैज बीन अवार्ड गिवन द ओलंपिक ऑर्डर. तो इस बार जो इंडिया की टीम है वो 117 की, और इंडिया की टीम के जो फ्लैग बेयरर्स थे वो दो लोग थे. एक तो पैडलर है, यानी टेबल टेनिस प्लेयर है. सो वॉच आउट फॉर मनिका बत्रा. शी इज एंटर्ड द राउंड ऑफ 16 नाउ. सो शी इज अ प्लेयर टू वॉच आउट फॉर. एंड अकुला, द अदर टेबल टेनिस प्लेयर. सो बोथ ऑफ देम आई एम श्योर शुड रीच द सेमीफाइनल स्टेज. सो गगन नारंग एंड Manika Batra is one of the top 25 players in the world now, right? Gagan Narang is the chief of mission, and we have Sarnath Kamal. He was a Commonwealth Games winner in the year 2016, and PV Sindhu. So they are the flag bearer, right? अच्छा, एक और नाम याद रखना जो जूरी मेंबर है ओलंपिक कमेटी में. Okay, she is from Jammu and Kashmir, and she her sport was canoeing, and she was also the jury member at the Asian Games in China, right? उसका नाम बताओ क्या है? उसका नाम बताओ. Bilquis Mead. Her name is Bilquis Mead. Absolutely, Bilquis Mead is a name. Then 9th मैंने रखा है योगेश्वर दत्त का. He won a bronze in 2012. So अगर तुम देखो 2012 में हमें ये 2012 वाला जो गेम हुआ था, ये हुआ था लंदन में. तो उसमें हमें we got quite a few medals in that. So Sushil Kumar got it for wrestling, and then Gagan Narang for shooting, Yogeshwar Dutt for wrestling, 3 हो गया. And then we had Mary Kom, she got it for boxing, you all know. The Aqua Women of Kashmir, absolutely. Sana Nehwal, she won the bronze, right, in 2012. And then Vijay Kumar, he also got it for shooting in 2012. ठीक है. Vijay Kumar also got it for shooting. So we had quite a fantastic run with our 2012 London Olympics. So we had 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6 मेडल्स. उसके बाद टोक्यो ओलंपिक्स में हमारे पास 6 मेडल्स आए. ठीक है. सो right? So after Raghavendra Rathore, we had Vijay Kumar winning in shooting, right? So I think this is a 10-meter shooting that he got an award. So we've got two silvers. You see Raghavendra Rathore and then Vijay Kumar winning silver in shooting, and Abhinav Bindra winning the gold medal in Beijing Olympics, right? And even Gagan Narang, yes, Gagan Narang replaced Mary Kom. She did not want to become the chief demission, and she was appointed earlier. Then we had a just the women brigade in 2016. Sakshi Malik for wrestling and PV Sindhu, right? And this time I feel that Vinesh Fogart, should win some medal, right? The kind of struggle that these guys have done, and Sakshi Malik was the face of that struggle. And let's see if Fogart is able to get us an Olympic medal, right? She's a very determined lady, and I'm sure she should get us something. Neeraj Chopra, even if she doesn't, she has already won many accolades by winning so many competitions and fighting. PV Sindhu, silver. Neeraj Chopra, you all know. Bajrang Punia, he won bronze. Unfortunately, could not qualify this time, could not participate. Ravi Kumar Dahiya got a silver. So even if you look at the last Olympics, three guys got silver. Ravi Kumar Dahiya for wrestling. Lovelina, she is one of the persons to watch out for boxing. She got a silver in 2020 Tokyo Olympics. And Mirabai Chanu, she is again participating this time, and this is for weightlifting, right? So we had three silvers last time. We had a gold. So last time, if you look at it, we got one gold at Tokyo. We got three silvers, and then the Indian hockey team won a bronze, right? The Indian hockey team. The Indian hockey team won a bronze, and we had, so overall we actually I think I missed out Bajrang Punia also. So this is also so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm missing out on one name I think. We won 7 medals last time. 7. So 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. There should be one more name here. Alright, so that's about it. And as of now, if you look at Manu Bhakkar and Sarabjot Singh, they have won a bronze medal at the uh, Paris Olympics now. So let's just watch out. अभी तो ये list तैयारी हुई है. So let's just watch out. ठीक है? So that's about it from my side. I've given you complete information about Olympics and given you the important pointers also. Not everything is important. You don't have to remember the names of where the Olympic was held, but yes, कहाँ होने वाला है, ये सब तुम्हें देखना है और और बस important games कौन कौन से introduce हो रहे हैं ये सब बस I think that's about it. So this particular topic is done. Right, so wish you guys all the best and prepare well. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I'm here for a bit, and that's about it. We are done with the session. Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. Yeah, why not? I think we can do that. In fact, what I could do is take something on sports, right? So we could do Olympics, we could do the Australian Open, we could do the French Open, Wimbledon. Uh, we could also do important, the events in India, Khelo India, and all that. Uh, well, just introduce yourself to topics. That's how it is. You don't have to be very specific in learning a lot of things. You just have to uh, understand the topic. I mean, then it's going to be easy. So just build the base right now. जहाँ पे रटने का चीज आता है ना, वो तुम अभी अवॉइड कर सकते हो, बट बेस अपना बनाते रहो. Yeah, so Khelo India movement is one, Santosh Trophy, and a lot of sports that's happening around. We could also look at the Euro Cup, we could look at Copa America. So all these events on sports we could take up. All right. There's any other thing you can ask me, and then we can just call it off. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Bye bye.